Jen, I've been wondering about how you've been doing. Are you still living on the streets, eating food out of trash cans and trying to find a place to live? You're getting pretty old now, so don't you think it's time to find a job and a cheap place to rent?
Huh? Why are you talking to me again?
I just read in the news that this year New York is going to get super cold. This might be the coldest winter that we'll be getting since the early 2000s. If you don't hurry up and find an actual house to live in soon, you'll end up living 6 feet underground. And if something like that happens to you, even I might feel a little sad about our past.
I feel like you're the one that I should be feeling sad for. It's been over 5 years now since you decided to stop talking to me. What made you think today was a good day to show your face again? Don't tell me that you're going to start asking me for money.
Don't act so upset about me texting you. It's that kind of crappy attitude that made your ex leave you for me. Oh, that's right. He didn't just take me over you, but he also took his house after leaving you. I almost forgot about that one important fact. Happy 5 years of being homeless. I hope it's been fun for you so far.
Excuse me?
The whole reason I decided to text you today is because I just saw you wandering around in the park. I was worried about what you were doing, so stop giving me this cold attitude and start thanking me for my thoughtfulness. I was also worried that you might be lonely with that small cup of cheap coffee you had in your hand. But I guess you've gotten used to being alone with no one ever wondering how you're doing.
I see. So you caught a glimpse of me today at the park, huh? I would have never noticed someone like you, though, had I seen you.
There was no way you would have seen me anyway. Because from where I'm at, I can look down and see everyone at that park and across town.
Huh? You were looking down at me?
You know how there's that really luxurious apartment tower down towards the south side of the park? At the moment, that's where Greg and I are living. We're actually on the 29th floor and have 5 bedrooms in here.
Really? Then whatever happened to the house I was tossed out from 5 years ago? You both kicked me out so that you could make it into your little love nest, right? That's what Greg told me as he was yelling at me for never being good enough for him.
Well, right after we threw you out, we decided to just sell that place. Greg said that living there reminded him of your old, withering body, and that everything he did there started to feel all depressing. He couldn't even enjoy loving me because of all the memories he kept having of how awful of a wife you were.
You do realize that you're the one living with his old and withering body now, right? And that it's his fault that he has those memories now? And what was the point of kicking me out if you were both just gonna sell it anyways? Couldn't you tell that things after what you both did to me were already bad enough? You could have at least left that place for me.
I never really thought about you after learning that Greg loved me more than you. It would have been unhealthy to continue wondering how you felt back then. And now that I get to live in this beautiful tower, I don't really mind the thought of tossing you out onto the street. Maybe now I'll become interested in you again since I can see you from all the way up here all the time.
Huh?
Watching people from above has become my new hobby over the last couple of weeks. It reminds me that I am just so much better than the rest of you down there. I also enjoy seeing poor families trying to live with what little they have, and the rush of everyone that can't afford a taxi or a car of their own to get to work. But now that I know you're down there too, I'm just so excited to see where you'll end up next. Heck, when I first spotted you, I laughed so hard that I almost vomited.
That's a pretty cruddy hobby if you ask me. Stealing your sister's husband from her as well as looking down on everyone from above. It all just makes so much sense considering how horrible of a character you are.
And it makes so much sense that you'd still be homeless after 5 years. Hold on. I have a great idea. Why not just make yourself a cardboard house to live in while you're staying at that park? If you do that, I can keep a good eye on you from up here every day. It'll be so much fun for the both of us.
What?
I can even start working on an autobiography for you, writing about what happens to you starting today until the day you die.
I'd watch yourself acting all high and mighty like this, especially when you're acting like that towards me. I already have a place of my own to go home to anyways. I just came to the park today during a small break that I had from work, hence the coffee I was drinking.
You don't have to try and lie to show off to me. I can tell just by the aura that you give that you're still homeless and without a job.
So then no matter what I tell you, you're just going to continue to believe that I'm homeless.
If you take a look down the alley that runs beside this tower apartment building, there's a whole bunch of cardboard you can use. And don't feel like you have to hold back. You can take as much as you need to make your little box house.
Yo, Jan. I heard that today you were wandering around near our apartment building, right? And told me all about how she was watching you in the park.
I was just taking a break from my job in that park. But I guess I'll find a different park to go to from now on if it'll make you happy. Anyways, you and Anne continue enjoying your guy's life in that nice tower.
Wait. I've been looking all over for you for a while now. If you're still in the area, I'd like to catch up with you again.
Huh? Why do you want to meet with me again after all these years? Also, what do you mean you've been looking all over for me?
I'm the one that's wanting to ask you all sorts of questions. I'm wondering if you're trying to take your revenge on me right now. I want you to stop messing with me right now. I'll do anything you ask as long as you promise to quit doing whatever you're doing.
What are you even talking about?
Oh, don't try and play innocent with me. Right now, all of my customers are coming back to me telling me that they're going to stop working with my company. And when I looked up where they're all going to do business with next, they're all going to the same damn company. And when I read up more on that new company, the leader of that place was you.
Wow, you really did do your research, huh? I thought that after you threw me out of the house for my little sister, you'd fully stopped realizing that I existed.
When I first saw that the leader of the company had your name, I just assumed it was someone else. But when I realized that all of my former customers kept going there, I knew it had to be you doing this, all as revenge. You've been taking all of the customers that are under my division, and that's it. That's when I really knew that it couldn't be anyone else but you. What have you friggin' done? What did you say to all of my customers? And before you answer that, how did you become the leader of a company like that?
I actually didn't do anything in particular. I just realized that after being thrown out by you and losing my house, that I had to find a way to get back on track. That's when I thought it'd be a great idea to go into the same career as you, design, and use that to find a nice job. From there, I found a position here, and before I knew it, I was able to buy the company outright. That's all.
What? You bought the very company that hired you?
It sounded like the previous owner was looking for someone to take the reins after he retired, just as I was starting to get used to the company. He originally wanted to give the company to his son, but then a few things happened that sort of stopped him from getting it. When I'd heard about that, a thought popped into my head saying that maybe I should take over the company.
And that thought was in part made as a way for you to get revenge on your ex, right?
Not as a way of revenge, but more as a way of showing my strength to those around me. You're just upset because you used to always treat me like trash, and now things are going the other way. I remember you guys saying to me that I was only good for getting chores done around the house. So after the divorce, I chose this path as a way of showing you and Anne that I could do more than just be a housewife. If anything, you only lost these customers of yours due to your own mistakes, right?
Oh, shut the hell up. So, in other words, this is your revenge. Because of you, I'm now gonna have to find a way to bring all of this up with my boss. I'll become the laughingstock of the office, and soon I'll lose any chance of getting a promotion.
Oh, no. Well, that's what you deserve, I guess.
I'm sorry for what I did 5 years ago. I get that you want to take revenge on me for how I treated you back then, but You shouldn't bring my company into this. I'm asking you to please stop stealing all of my customers away from my company.
If I don't do what you ask, are you going to try and steal them all back? You shouldn't have a problem getting them back. After all, I'm just a housewife and you're a well-regarded company man. You shouldn't even break a sweat getting them all to go back to you.
Huh?
I'm starting to remember everything you said to me back when you first divorced me. These are all the things you said back when you kicked me out of my house, right? If I don't let you live here, are you going to try and steal the house from me? That's what I recall hearing from you.
I said something like that to you?
Yes, you said that to me while holding Anna tight in your arms. Then you pushed me out the front door as I sat on my knees crying for you to not do that to me. Everything that happened that day is all coming back to me in detail.
Well...
So, are we done here? I just started my work here as the leader, so I have a bunch of things that I need to get back to.
Wait, please. I really didn't mean to say all of that back then. And right now, you are going to ruin my life with what you're doing. There is a position that is about to open up above me. If you take all of my customers, then I'll never be able to get promoted. I bet my boss is already starting to wonder about what's happening.
Then good luck trying to steal all of those different customers back from me, okay? The person you're fighting is only a simple housewife, after all. You should have more than enough power to get those other companies to come back and trade with you.
Hey, John, listen. I have now just become one of the luckiest girls in the world. Not only am I living in one of the most luxurious tower apartments around, but now I'm also the wife of a company president, and I'm still living in one of the most luxurious tower apartments.
Company president? Did Greg become a company president?
That's right. Exactly right. Well, he wanted to be put into the position early on, and now he's finally made it. He was also talking about how there was talks of being promoted to a higher position, but he seems to have got moved up right to the top.
That is pretty crazy to hear.
That's what I expected from him. I was already so excited by being given the life of living in this apartment, but now that excitement has only grown even stronger. He is the best, most amazing husband.
Your older sister's ex-husband, though, right?
That doesn't mean crap. You never could find the right ways to make him turn into this amazing hunk of man that he is now. The only person in this world that could possibly be his wife is me.
What?
That's how men are. They have to have the right woman next to them in order to unlock their true abilities. When he had you, you could only get him as far as finding a stable job. But once he chose to be by my side, he was able to get past your simple office worker and become so much more. And before I even knew it, he became a company president. In other words, this is all because I'm the perfect wife.
Man, you must really be out of this world. You've become this crazy about him just because he became the company president.
Shouldn't everybody be as excited as I am to hear about this? I mean, the guy I stole from my sister turned out to have become so much more than he was before. If he keeps advancing like this, I'll never be able to calm down.
But pretty soon, the company is supposed to go bankrupt.
Wait, what?
Did you really think that he could just become a company president like that all of a sudden? I think the husband you might be helping to make is one that'll have zero money in a few months.
What? Bankrupt? What are you talking about, Jan? He just got promoted to this position. There's no way that his company would go bankrupt this fast.
You're his wife, yet you don't know a thing about what's going on. Your husband started out by losing a lot of the customers that he was trading with. And then soon after, the whole company started to lose all of their trading partners. You haven't heard a word about any of that?
What?
Because of him, you've been living such a wonderful life, right? You should have at least used his gift to you as a way of learning about what is really going on in his company. Then you would have understood why you were allowed to live in such a nice apartment.
Wait a sec. I still don't understand what you're talking about. He lost all of his customers. Well, his company lost all of their customers.
Yep. Pretty much all of the partners that used to work with his company ended up starting to make deals with other companies instead. Well, the company that they really started working with is my company, but
Huh?
if you lose all of your customers, you can no longer make money, right? You're listening to the story about how Greg's company is going to go bankrupt.
What? Wait. The company that all of his customers started to move to is the company that you own? How can you have a company and be homeless? And how would you be able to find anyone to trade with you?
Could you please stop trying to convince yourself that I'm homeless? I told you before I'm not homeless by any means. After getting divorced from Greg, I decided it was time to start a new life, a better life. So I did some studying and now run my own company after buying it.
What?
But you keep on saying that I give this aura of being homeless. Right now I run a successful company and I live in a pretty nice area. There shouldn't be any sort of homeless aura coming from me.
This can't be real. Wait. What is this? What's going on? I'm freaking out. I can't understand any of what is going on right now.
Calm down, Anne. Even if he's going to be losing his company soon, the little time he has of being company president must feel great for you, right?
It doesn't, though. He is barely a company president now. None of this should be happening.
But it is all happening.
You're not homeless at all. Instead, having a company of your own. And Greg now has his own company, but it'll all go away very soon. And the reason for that is because you took all of his customers away from him. This must mean that this is all a way for you to get your revenge on us. What the heck is happening?
It looks like you finally took all of this in. All at once, huh? But getting angry about it isn't going to change the fact that Greg will be broke soon.
This isn't possible. This isn't possible. This isn't possible. Going bankrupt this quickly just isn't freaking possible. How could any part of you stealing his customers away from him be okay? He should be able to find a way to fix this problem and keep his company afloat, right? He has me with him after all.
That's true. He does have you to support him. Having someone he can trust to help him must feel amazing.
We're not going to lose to someone like you. I don't get how someone that used to be homeless was able to get a company, but we'll be okay. My Greg is not only the perfect man, but he has the perfect wife right by his side that can help him fight back.
Please, Jen, please just stop all of this and let me have my trade deals back. If I can't find any partners soon, my company is gonna fail. The only thing I'll be able to do then is apply for bankruptcy.
Then maybe you should go on with doing just that. It's not my fault that you couldn't get them to come back to you.
Why not?
By the way, asking one of your rival companies to help you out by giving you back your customers is pretty sad. Did you think running a company would be easy? I think it's about time your company stops doing business now, but...
Oh, just shut up already. I never thought that I was going to be put into this position this quickly. I thought that one day I'd love to run a company from the top, but not right now. Now it'll only be a matter of days before I have no money to my name. The only thing I can do to try and save myself is to ask you to stop taking all of the customers.
But if I do that, then I'll start to lose business, right?
My company falling to shambles is all due to you. I heard that the other companies are starting to lose all of their deals to you as well. That's why my superiors left to go find another line of work. I was told that I could take the position now, and so I did without realizing that this company was already in bad shape from you. My boss even said before he left that I might have wanted to consider all of the outcomes before running the company, and now I see exactly what he meant. He knew that we were doomed the moment you started to steal those customers from me so easily.
Well, I'm sorry that you weren't strong enough to steal them all back. But you became the company president after all of the trade deals were lost, so it's not like the bankruptcy will be all your fault. If you'd like, I could use some of the leftover money my company has for this quarter and buy your company from you.
If you do that to me, I'll only start to look like an even bigger loser for taking responsibility for this. Oh, just please, give me some of those contracts back. If we split the amount of trades between us, I'll be able to bring this company back over time. Won't you give me the chance to redeem myself?
Have you forgotten that I'm the one you tossed out years ago for not being good enough for you? You think that after all I had to endure from you, I'd be okay with letting you get back up from this bankruptcy?
That's right. To you, this is your way of getting the revenge you've been wanting. And now is your chance to let me fail.
I get that you want to keep thinking of this as a way of me getting revenge for what you did to me, which it might just be. However, this is all just a part of doing business. So, let's agree to continue doing our best as business owners, okay?
You're right. I'll do what I can to survive this. Then, I know this is a little quick, but would you please purchase this company from me?
Oh.
You just said to me that you have enough money left over where you might be able to buy my company. So I'm saying that I want you to do that. This will help your company grow even stronger. Just give me enough money to make it out alive, and this company can be yours.
Are you trying to cause trouble now? Why the hell would I actually buy a company that is on the verge of collapse?
Then maybe you could rethink getting married to me again? I'll get rid of Anne, and then we can get back together.
What the?
I know that you've been trying to get payback, but if you're still thinking about me this much, then that must mean that you still want me, right? Oh, you still love me, so you went through all of the steps of becoming a strong and independent woman to show me that, right?
Maybe your company isn't the only thing that's about to die. I can't believe you'd suggest something like that.
But wait, please, don't throw me away. Once I lose this company, I have no idea what my life is going to become. I take everything I said to you 5 years ago back. So please help. Don't let me fall like this.
Trying to run crying towards me isn't going to change your outcome. But luckily, you still have that amazing wife of yours. Even when the two of you have to leave that tower apartment, you'll still have each other. You'll be able to work together to try and fix your lives.
Help me, Jan! The both of us. We're being asked to leave this apartment in the next few days because we can't pay the rent anymore. And just a few days ago, Greg lost the whole company and everything to the bank. And because of that, we'll lose our home as well. This is all your fault!
Hold on. So you won't be able to enjoy your hobby anymore.
Stop asking such obvious questions and help us! Jan, you're the leader of your company, right? You're the one that took all of Greg's customers and laughed about it, right? If you have all that money now, use it to help us in some way.
Really?
You must be living in a pretty large house right now, right? Once we pack all of our things, we're coming over there, so please tell me the address. Let us live with you.
You were pretty straightforward asking me a question like that, huh? Unfortunately, the answer is going to be no, though.
Why can't we stay with you? All because of you, Greg and I are about to become homeless.
5 years ago, I was also forced to become homeless because of you guys. You threw me onto the streets and didn't even give me any money to use. I've had to live life remembering that moment, sometimes even having panic attacks thinking that it could happen to me again. But now it's your guys' turn to live the life of a hobo.
Don't let this happen to us. That was all 5 years ago. You should be over it by now. But all you want is for us to feel your pain.
Maybe instead of complaining and crying, you should be looking for a new house to live in. Like you said, this year's winter is going to be terrible, right? If you don't find a nice warm house soon, you might just end up 6 feet under.
That's right.
Luckily, there's some cardboard in the alley next to your apartment building. You can use some of that to make yourselves a new house out of boxes.
I can't! How could someone like me, who's been living in a high-rise apartment, Go on to living in cardboard. I will not. I don't want to live that dirty and scary life.
Then hurry up and start looking for a new house and job. 5 years ago, I only had myself to help me do all of that. But the good thing is that there are 2 of you. I'm sure you'll be able to figure something out. You are Greg's best wife ever, after all. So find a way to support him through this. After we'd messaged each other that day, it looks like Anne and Greg were able to move into a really old but cheap apartment together. The apartment had lots of cracked walls and leaking ceilings, so they still have to deal with all the cold wind and rain that comes in from time to time. Anne stayed at the apartment most of the time like she did before, and Greg went out to find himself a part-time job while he continued to try and find a new career. Surrounding companies knew about how Greg let his old company fall after becoming the president, and that left a bad reputation while he was searching. He eventually would give up and try to get Anne to look for a full-time job to support them, saying to her that he did his fair share, but she'd always reply back saying that she isn't cut out for work and wants him to get back to working a real job. They seem to still be fighting about work to this day, while only barely making enough money to keep them from freezing in this cold winter air. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.